The ice of the Antarctic has too many secrets hidden under it. This layer of frozen water is best when frozen because these terrifying discoveries under the ice have left us all dumbfounded. But before we get into the video, please like and share this video. Also, do not forget to click on the subscribe button for more such amusing content. The Earth is full of hidden secrets that humanity has just touched the surface of, one of which is the cold country of Antarctica. But what happens when all of the ice melts? What kinds of secrets can be found in Antarctica's sub-zero regions? The region's frigid and harsh environs have prohibited humans from venturing too far. Everything we've learned thus far has been both fascinating and horrifying, from amazing species to never-before-seen occurrences. Antarctica is a land full of possibilities. All you have to do is look under all the solid ice. Here are some of the most shocking ones we have found. Lakes underneath. Anybody with even a passing understanding of geography understands that lakes and seas are two entirely distinct types of bodies of water, yet the Antarctic Ocean does not follow the rules. Scientists had a suspicion in 1970 that an altogether other ecology existed in the Antarctic waters, one that had never been observed before. Antarctic waters contain an estimated 400 lakes. Scientists believe that these lakes formed during the separation of Antarctica from the ancient supercontinent Gondwanaland, and that the reason the lakes remain flowing rather than freezing in the sub-zero Antarctic oceans is due to underwater pressure. The Lake Vostok was the first of its sort to be discovered in the 1990s. It is also the biggest subglacial lake ever discovered in the region, lying 2.5 kilometers beneath the ice. The temperature was discovered to be minus 3 degrees Celsius when buried by ice for nearly 20 million years. However, the most significant breakthrough occurred in 2014 at Lake Whillans, when scientists discovered lakes and entire ecosystems comprised of microorganisms and other signs of life that exist within these lakes. What's more frightening is that these species haven't been exposed to sunlight for millions of years, yet they still exist and grow using methane and ammonium as their energy sources. This also implies that there is a significant likelihood of a complete system of lakes, estuaries, rivers, and even volcanoes might exist under the Antarctic waters. Yet researching them is difficult due to how difficult it is for scientists to examine beneath all that frozen water, but never say never. Ice singing. It is no longer unusual to discover ice in Antarctica, but singing ice is. What exactly does it mean? When geologists set out to examine the ice shift in Antarctica, they were shocked to find a singing glacier. That's right, a whole Ross ice shelf is always producing music. It's the largest shelf in Antarctica, around the size of France. Because of the winds flowing through the snow dunes, the Ross ice shelf emits an unusual sound, almost like a song. Winds slam across the dune surface, causing vibrations that emit continuous seismic tones. As a result, the shelf is constantly singing, and while the sounds are not perceptible to human ears, scientists have utilized seismic sensors to listen. They describe the tunes as extremely sad and melancholy for some reason, which also makes it really terrifying. The song was discovered by accident when scientists and researchers used seismic sensors to look into other behavioral patterns of the ice slab, but over time they have discovered that as the environment changes, the song changes as well. So now they use the song to monitor the ice shelf stability and vulnerability while tracking any collapse when the music turns into a hump, which has left the ice shelf vulnerable. World's oldest pyramids. It's difficult to imagine pyramids being discovered anywhere other than Egypt's warm region where the pharaohs lived and ruled. But what if I told you that Antarctica was once home to a civilization that built and lived in pyramids to survive the region's environment? Mainstream geologists have never really understood how life could actually thrive in Antarctica's extremeness. However, scientists captured satellite imagery of the region in 2016 that showed a strange formation peering out of the ice, and while the region was extremely remote and dangerous to reach, they believed that this was a sign of a man-made pyramid in Antarctica. The structures looked almost identical to those in Egypt, but the Antarctic pyramid is significantly greater than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. The only reason it isn't discussed as much is that scientists have never been able to access it. This opens the door to the possibility of ancient human ancestors living and growing in the Antarctic continent at some point, and some researchers believe that the entire civilization lived in Antarctica once, though all of their signs of existence are now buried under the snow. And let's face it, It's pretty easy to believe with all of the evidence, but some geologists actually believe that because this pyramid-like structure is located on the Ellsworth mountain range, it could be the remains of an ancient civilization. What narrative do you think? I'll let you discuss it in the comments below. The restricted zone. Not many people are aware that Antarctica has a forbidden sector where no one is allowed to step except for authorized individuals. Think of this as the region's Area 51, and no one knows what's actually going on there, leading everyone to believe that scientists are hiding some secrets. Even if you try to peek beyond the border, you are immediately apprehended by guards and taken inside, and no one has ever been able to find out what happens after that. Officials say the region is protected because it is the only site where emperor penguins can be found, and no humans are allowed inside to ensure that no harm comes to their colonies. But who's to say that's the only thing going on in this protected region? Damaged compasses. For unknown reasons, the scientific explanation is that the North Pole is highly magnetic and messes with the compass's magnetic field. But why does this happen? It's primarily because the Earth's magnetic fields curve around the planet's spherical shape, which means that compasses will never be reliable there, and scientists do know this today and take precautions to avoid getting lost or confused while traveling at the North Pole. The early explorers had not realized this was a thing. Therefore, the numerous dead corpses discovered in the region may possibly be individuals who had lost their way and never found their way back, as some conspiracy theorists actually believe that the compass story is a plot to keep people away from certain areas of the continent where unspeakable mysteries are hidden. Not only compasses, but technological advances like GPS systems are also unable to operate properly at the Earth's North Pole because they too are impacted by the planet's magnet field. The reason for this is that a GPS also requires a compass to function, and when that compass stops working, so does the GPS. A submerged world. Humans have been searching for Atlantis for a long time, and it appears that our answers may be found in the very frigid depths of Antarctica. Atlantis is a city that is claimed to have gone underwater, never to be seen again. Nevertheless, other individuals think that no proof of Atlantis has ever been discovered since the city is truly buried and frozen beneath the Antarctic ice. Not only that, but there is evidence to suggest that Hitler used Antarctic waters to establish an underground stronghold for himself and the Nazis, since no one could possibly get them there. I say this because the Nazis expressed an interest in visiting Antarctica in the late 1930s. They were sent on an expedition to search the area and claim a portion of it for Germany, and while the claim never materialized, people have speculated that the Nazis may have used the land much differently. What do you think of these terrifying things discovered in Antarctica, and which one scared you the most? Let us share your thoughts with us in the comments below.